All right, what is going on, guys? Spiteful's back again, coming into the showcase. No. We're gonna do a breakdown on every one of these characters and my personal opinion on every single one of these characters. And this video is gonna be relatively long, just because we're gonna be going over Senkaimon selection, Warrior's Path, Valor, and the new 1,000-year Blood War. Well, if you could call it new, right? But we also are gonna be going over 1,000-year Blood War round 6. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So let's just quickly get the Warrior's Path and Valor out of the way. First and foremost, the only characters here that I honestly really like are Bond Uryu, and I like how they tell you the corresponding stages in which they're good in as well. Hachigen's pretty good. Kukaku has some issues. Yoruichi, in my opinion, is only good in epic raids. She was fun to play at first until you realize that like everything's range collision besides her third strong attack. And honestly, since she has weakening on her attacks instead of like poison or burn, she honestly doesn't really perform well as a boss killer for certain stages where most people can actually cheese. Characters like Bond Uryu or Maineliel do a better job at that. As you can see here, your best value is obviously going to be up and doing step 5. I honestly wouldn't really recommend people go in this unless they're missing at the very least more than half of these characters, and under the assumption that you cannot already clear Warrior's Path. I cannot stress that enough. If you can clear Warrior's Path, I would only summon on the first step of this banner. If you can't clear Warrior's Path and it's because you're missing a character in this pool, and you're also missing like more than half of these characters, then I would say go to step 5. But like, keep in mind that a lot of broken characters are going to be coming out this year. I keep saying that over and over and over again, trying to drill it into everyone's head. And yeah, I just expect really broken characters throughout this year. So Hachigen, pretty good character. Strong attack, recharge, barrier on his second strong attack. Speed unit, hollow killer. He has a lot of competition for hollow killer, so I wouldn't really call him top tier, but he's not a bad character at all. Kukaku has a little bit of issues. She does have an Arankar killer, and she is the only no affiliation Arankar killer as of right now, I believe. So honestly, like, getting her is not necessarily a bad idea should you actually need her for that one floor, which I think is a... Which one is it? Kukaku, yeah, stage 49. I personally use Sajin, and I also personally use... Who else do I use for the Arankar killer? I actually don't even know who I use for the Arankar killer. If I don't use Sajin, I just use somebody else, maybe Hikone or something. He's usually strong enough. Debilitator, 5 seconds paralysis on, I believe, all of her attacks. Long reach, frenzy. Not quite sure if she's a melee or a range character, I'll be real with you. Yoruichi, range, collision. She's alright, but like the no affiliation killer really hurts her in my opinion. White Ichigo is pretty cool. He has like the same kit as Manga Aizen. Actually, he has like almost the exact same kit as Manga Aizen, except he's an Arankar killer. If I remember correctly, he does have weaken on all of his attacks as well. He's a strange character. Strong attack, damage, 25 link. I personally don't really like it too much. I love his character design as a whole. I'll give K-Lab that. The seasonal is really cool. This White Ichigo's pretty good. 900 radius, third strong attack kind of hurts him a little bit, but he is a strong attack, recharge, power, Soul Reaper killer with Soul Reaper hollow affiliation, which could be useful. And yeah, I mean, he's not a bad character. He's hella fun to play with. Standard melee character. He has the lunge, first strong attack, second strong attack is a beam, and then the third strong attack is a 900 radius around himself. Not quite full, it's not full screen, but for me personally, his kit is fun to play. He looks cool. Shinji, a NAD based character, damage inflicted at low stamina, damage 30% link. A Rankar killer. He's not a bad character. He came around during the time that 80% bruiser was being given to the NAD characters instead of flurry, which I think honestly kind of hurt him in the long run. If he was released today, he'd probably have flurry. And freeze and paralysis immunity is pretty good, as well as a sprinter +1, berserker 40%, devastation 30, and his long reach along with the bruiser, I feel like it helps him auto, but I feel like he would have been so much better if he was released nowadays instead of back then. Halloween Halibel, a Rankar Espada with Soul Reaper Killer, a power unit with DR 16%. She's not bad in PvP, but now that Ishibe, actually, she she wasn't bad in PvP, but now that now that Ichibei has come out and he completely counters her to the point where he's even immune to to Halibel's paralysis, she's kind of been tossed off. Her animations are pretty sick. She also has a bruiser of 50%, not flurry, let alone 80% bruiser, and debilitator plus 5 seconds, poise, paralysis immunity, sprinter plus 1, devastation 30%, berserker 40. Her character design's pretty cool, but she's mainly meant for just autoing, and honestly, if you have Raruka now, Raruka is probably going to be your best bet for farming potions. Bond Uryu, very, very good for epic raids or just general play. His charge third strong attack is one of the strongest in the entire game. And honestly, he's actually worth, in my opinion, to transcend. So let's just get into the Path of Valor. I'm going to try to go a little quicker on these because I feel like I'm taking too long. Oh, okay, right. Alright, I'll be real with you. The only 4 characters of real value here, in my opinion, are going to be Lilynette, Ginrei, and Koga for general use. Orihime for Chronicle Quest. Nelyel is okay for... because I believe that this is the Mind Nell. We'll get into that. Lilynette, Arrancar with Arrancar Killer. Damage reduction 16%. She is a ranged normal attack damage with Flurry, Poise, a bruiser of 20%, so she's going to hit hard, along with Medic, so she heals herself, which is really good, and Sprinter plus 1. For speed, honestly, she's probably like one of the better speed units that came out last year, along with Yamamoto. Ginrei, Soul Reaper Captain with Hollow Killer. We literally got a melee version of him with Raruka, and he is a range flurry character. He also has a debilitator of 5 seconds along with paralysis, I believe, on all of his attacks except for his second strong attack. I personally don't have him, so I apologize in advance. Damage reduction of 20%, which is really, really good. So at the very least, he's a very good link. But the flurry, poise, sprinter plus 1, debilitator 5 seconds, freeze immunity is pretty good. And he pretty much has 7 skills because of the enhanced damage reduction. Koga, probably one of my favorite characters in this entire game. Soul Reaper with Hollow Killer. He honestly has one of the best kits in the entire game. You have the beam first strong attack, the crazy range, a second strong attack that Cacao Society Momo has, along with a not a full screen, well, it is a full screen third strong attack, but he has that AoE that Ichigo and this new Lolly have with that 975 radius, except he also has a Havoc 20%, which means that he has crazy range on that. It's like I think it's like 1150, something crazy. Strong attack recharge 14% link, so enhanced strong attack recharge with Havoc 20%, Frenzy, Debilitator plus 5 seconds, paralysis on all of his attacks, Devastation 40%, Sprinter plus 1. Character is definitely made to last. He's very good. Orihime, she's literally just for Chronicle quests. Nelyel, very good boss killer for Senkaimon. She can cheese a lot of floors, just like Uryu. She has pushbacks on her first and second strong attack and a full screen third strong attack. She doesn't push as much as Uryu does. Like, she doesn't push back as much as Uryu does. But whenever you need her in a pinch, just go full SAR. Cast Burn on your enemies until they die. Oh man, I love hearing them scream. Going into Tesla, he's okay. He has a stage in the Path of Valor, obviously, but he performs well on that stage, and I think that he's one of the few people that's actually made for it with the tech or Rancor with Soul Reaper Killer. If you have a transcended unit to replace him, you don't have to worry about that. And Jackie, she's a human hollow killer. Honestly, I'm not quite sure who I use for that stage, but I definitely don't use her. I think I use Power Aizen, and he performs that just fine. So if you have him 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5 even, and you have like the level 5 SP, he should be able to perform that stage just fine. Halloween Veruca, she's pretty good. Human no affiliation killer. Honestly, if you have any other no affiliation killers that are transcended even a little bit, they should probably be able to do that stage as well. If you have Mugetsu, you probably already link slotted him and have him with the SP level 5 maybe. He could replace her just fine. This banner honestly is pretty bad. The only characters of real value in my opinion are definitely going to be the top 4. Nell Yell. I do like the Nell Yell, but my issue with Nell is that she's going to be in a lot of filler banners anyways, so I wouldn't recommend anyone summon specifically for her unless you're Vanta J and you really want to get that 5 out of 5, and then even after you get the 5 out of 5, you want to get another 5 out of 5 and then another one after that. That way you can run them on all 5 different teams and you can have all 3 different builds for her. You can have the strong attack recharge, the strong attack, the normal attack damage, and then you can have like the weird hybrid jank characters or whatever the hell you want to build her, and maybe you could watch her jiggle. I know that it looks pretty good when she uses her special because her crotch is all up in your face, but like it is what it is. Going into it, this banner is gonna be very, very interesting. Now, after doing the math, Sid has assured me that if you do 5 steps and 2 singles, you have a better chance of pulling a banner than you did with the old format of 6% chance with 9 characters in the actual pool. So this with 12, it's kind of funny because it's like the more you summon, the worse it actually is in comparison to the older format, despite actually having this whole steps guaranteed and whatnot. But keep in mind, like, the only discounts and real value that they give you is just the full rotation. So anyways, step 1, discounted multi. I'd recommend almost anyone do this, especially if you're missing this entire banner. If you actually want one of these banner characters, I would definitely recommend going up to step 5. At the end of the day, this is 1000-Year Blood War. All these characters are incredibly good except for Mayuri. I'll be real true, I love Mayuri as a character, but not as a unit. I feel like we're gonna get I feel like we should get another Mayuri, to be honest. So Mayuri, Soul Reaper Captain, Soul Reaper Killer, 900 radius, 3rd strong attack. He was not given Havoc 20%. I would have gladly sacrificed the all status elements duration minus 100% for Havoc 20%, honestly. Strong attack recharge link. He was given for Berserker 20% and Frenzy, but honestly the lack of Havoc really hurt him because they gave him a 900 radius 3rd strong attack instead of a normal full screen. If it was full screen, I wouldn't even complain because he does have the Sprinter +2. He has paralysis on all of his attacks, I believe. With the debilitator +5 seconds, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have poison. Frenzy, Berserker 20%, Bruiser 20% is okay. I would have tossed that for Havoc 20%. I feel like this character would have been so good if he just had that. And I say Havoc 20% a lot because honestly, I feel like that one skill can make or break characters in this day and age. Devastation 40% is pretty strong considering he has weakened defense on his skill, on his special. And the character's not bad. It's just he has a lot of competition when it comes to Heart Soul Reaper killers, considering that Tokinata literally came out not even that soon after, and now we have Heart Kenpachi, who yo, that Heart Kenpachi is nasty, bro. All right, and Thick Thighs saves lives Nemu, Soul Reaper with Hollow Killer. She has a lot of competition, but honestly, in my opinion, she's probably the best power Hollow Killer in the entire game. She does have a standard lunge for strong attack, beam 2nd strong attack, 3rd strong attack is a full screen. However, they gave her everything, and by everything I mean everything. She has revive on her special. She has a strong attack recharge 12%, long reach 20%, bruiser 20%, havoc 20%, berserker 20%, and frenzy. So the havoc berserker frenzy combo is here with the devastation 40%, freeze immunity, and she also gets sprinter +2, so she got 3 flash steps to work with. This girl is fast and she knows how to kill everything. she's really, really good, and she's probably best in banner. Going into Toshiro, Toshiro is an awesome character. Soul Reaper Captain with an Arankar Killer, very high spiritual pressure, freeze on all of his attacks, strong attack recharge 12% link, bruiser 20%, berserker 20%, frenzy. And even though he doesn't have a full screen, quote-unquote, 3rd strong attack, he has a 975 radius 3rd strong attack, which is the one that we've been given, that they've, I said we've, it's a 975 radius 3rd strong attack that they've been giving to Ichigo, the Lolly, Stark, I believe, also has it, but it's a very good 3rd strong attack. First strong attack is it's a very good 3rd strong attack, excuse me. The 1st strong attack is a lunge, 2nd strong attack is a longer lunge, I suppose, kind of akin to Soifon. I'm not sure on the range, so I can't really give information on that. It feels like about the same range. It doesn't look it just because of the animation. Debilitator 5 seconds for the freeze, poise, and then devastation 40% and sprinter +1. Now this character would be pretty good because he has poise in PvP, but unless he's transcended, I feel like he's gonna end up just falling short, just because of how prevalent barrier units are nowadays. Going into Unohana, she's a DR healer with flurry. She's still very good in my opinion. She still autos all content in this game, including some epic raids if you want to do it on the not necessarily the hardest stage. If you transcend her, she definitely can, as long as you just dodge a little bit. Bankai Kenpachi, the glorified 5-star. You have little girl Yachiru, the glorified why the fuck are you in this 1000-year blood war banner. And then you have Raruka, and then Marechio. Not really too memorable. She is an infinite boost unit, so Raruka has some plus side there. Mind Tsukishima has a couple stages in Path of Valor as well, which is really good. DR Orihime, very good link. Tag Team Akaku is okay, full stamina damage boost 20%, frenzy unit. I don't believe he has a full screen third strong attack, which I think hampers him a lot. And Tag Team Toshiro, probably one of the better fillers in this entire banner, in this entire filler pool, excuse me. I'd say that the best fillers in here are definitely going to be Unohana, Tag Team Toshiro, and I want to say Orihime, but Orihime is mainly... I'm trying to think if she's a Chronicle Quest bonus. If she's a Chronicle Quest bonus, then I'll give it to her. If not, then I don't want to even put her along with in the tier of these two. Tag Team Toshiro is a frenzy unit, a unit with frenzy, excuse me, with the strong attack damage link, and he's pretty readily available. I feel like he's been a filler quite a few times, as well as having a full screen third strong attack and a standard lunge. I think he has a lunge for a strong attack. I'm not sure if he has a beam second strong attack. Yeah, I don't really use him too much, I'll be real with you. But either way, this banner is very high powered. The only problem with it is Mayuri's third strong attack. That's literally my only issue. If they gave him Havoc 20%, I think he'd be a god. And he just doesn't have it. But I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, this guy's grind. I'll catch you on Premium. Stay blessed. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. It's kind of long. I appreciate y'all waiting on me. It's been a while. I've been taking a break. Like I've been farming the hell out of Extreme Co-op, so I've been kind of burnt out on the game for a little bit. I will be buying this 44 million download ticket personally. I think it's not the worst ticket that they've ever come out with. Like I buy all of these anyways, but only if I'm missing at least a couple of the featured, and I am missing Ginrei and Rukia. Wouldn't mind getting Hiyori, wouldn't mind getting Ishii and Jushiro. I don't really care for Renji, I'll be real with you. And I'm not quite sure on when the cutoff point is. Cutoff point looks like it is Ichigo and Mugetsu and Full Hollow Ichigo. So actually they updated it, so that's good. I appreciate that. But I'm going to leave it at that. You know, guys, grind on, catch up with him. Stay blessed. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you know, hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.